Hey guys, and welcome back to makeupbyIwan, and in today's video I'm going to be testing out two Drugstore foundations, and these are going to be the CYO Long Lasting Lifeproof Foundation and the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. And the Makeup Revolution foundation costs £9 and you can get it from Superdrug and Revolution's own site, and then the CYO Lifeproof Long Lasting Foundation costs £7.50 and you can get it from Boots. So now I'm going to apply it onto my face. I've already applied my primer, which is the Ordinary High-Spreadability Fluid Primer. So I'm going to be taking the CYO foundation and putting it on I think that, well, that's my left, so right side of my face. So let's get into this. I'm going to be taking a mixture of 103 and 102. And I actually used to use this foundation every day, and I used to use a mix of both, like half and half. I'm going to be taking the Real Techniques foundation brush, and then I'm going to just mix it up on my hand.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
I'm just going to apply a bit more to my face, just to cover up some areas that I didn't properly put the foundation on before.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go.
Is the CYO foundation applied on that side of my face, and I'm going to be taking the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation, and this is in the shade F6, and I'm going to be applying it on the left side of my face. When I first started out using makeup, the first makeup I actually ever bought was, the makeup brand I ever bought from was actually CYO. I bought their concealer, eyebrow pencil and foundation because it was cheap. I think the concealer was about £5 and then the eyebrow pencil was, I think, like £3.50. And I was just starting out, so I was like, oh yeah, this will do. And then I moved on from that to the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation, and then I'm on what I'm on now, which is the Tarte Shape Tape collection, and there's no like real reason I moved away from it. The reason I moved away from the Revolution one was because the shade kind of like oxidizes really weirdly, and when I say oxidize, I don't mean it gets darker. I mean it gets lighter, which you might be a bit confused by that, because like how does a foundation oxidize lighter? And I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced this before, but like it's just really weird. Like I don't know if like the undertone's off a little bit, but it just seems to oxidize, like, and it goes to white, which obviously is not really the best thing ever. As I mentioned, I used to own this CYO concealer, but I don't own that anymore because it ran out really quickly and I used it all up in like 2 weeks. So I'm going to be just using the Tarte Shape Tape because I do have a full Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer, but it'll be unfair to do that on one side and then just Tarte on the other side. So I might as well just take Tarte and do it on both sides, and then we can do a comparison.
I'm gonna sip on the drink and I'm fucked up. I should've known how to wake up. I'm gonna catch the rhythm while she push up against me. Ooh, it's tipsy. I had enough combo for 24. I picked you from across the room. Pretty little body dancing like go-go.
I'm now taking Tarte Shape Tape and putting that on my eyelid. I'm now just taking this Wet n Wild setting powder and applying it on my eyelids. Okay, so I'm now just going to go apply contour, bronzer and everything like that, and then I'll be back to do my final thoughts. After I have now finished the rest of my makeup, the comparison between the Revolution foundation versus the CYO foundation is complete, and to be honest, there's not like 100 differences between them, and actually they are quite alike. They have both creased quite badly around my smile lines there, but there is one crease on my forehead there that is significantly worse than what it is on the right side of my face, because on the left it is really there and it has like taken my foundation off, but on this side the crease is still there, but it's not as prominent. So there are the smile lines on the CYO side, and those are the smile lines on the Makeup Revolution side of my face. And actually, when you look at it, it definitely looks a lot worse on the camera and in real life on the Makeup Revolution side. Now, if I had to recommend a side or the which foundation I think you should get, the Makeup Revolution one is £1.50 more expensive than the CYO one, and it dries to a demi-matte finish, but in my opinion they both kind of dried to the same level, if you know what I mean. They both feel dry and not like, you know, not wet. It's a bit of a weird one because I don't want to say the CYO one's better, because one thing, they both look the same really on both sides. The smile lines are worse here, but then up on the forehead the crease there is not as bad, but then on the CYO side the smile lines there aren't as bad as they are up on my forehead, so it's a bit like of a 50-50. If you go out and buy the CYO one and it works amazing for you, then I would definitely say not to go out and buy the Makeup Revolution one. But if you have the CYO one and it doesn't work very good for you, I'd probably say pass on the Makeup Revolution one, because they feel very same. They feel very samey in the consistency. But, and then vice versa, if you have the Makeup Revolution one, it works great for you, don't go out and buy the CYO one, because they both perform the same, in my opinion. And finally, I will not be switching back. After testing this out after a while, I have decided that I definitely will not be switching from my Tarte Shape Tape foundation, my holy grail for the moment, because I definitely think that these perform a lot better. And before I go, I'm just going to talk about what products I used. So obviously I use the CYO and Makeup Revolution foundations, but then for concealer I use the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. For lips I use the Revolution Soph lipstick in the shade Cake. For contour, which may be looking a bit dodgy in this lighting, but I use the Wet n Wild contouring palette duo in the shade Dulce Delac. I can never pronounce this. Like, in all my videos I will always have to put it on my screen because I cannot pronounce it. Then for highlight, I still have not picked up a proper highlight, so I'm still using the Makeup Revolution Iconic Vitality palette and these two shimmer shades there. And then for mascara, I use the Mascara Revolution, which doesn't really pick up very well on camera because of the light. The Mascara Revolution mascara. And then finally, for my eyebrows, I use the, as always, the e.l.f. brow and liner cream in the shade Light Brown. But then again, for eyebrows, just to, you know, bolden them up, I use the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit in the shade Ash Brown. So that is the end of the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. So if you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And subscribe to my channel.
Lifeproof.